What's up, WWE? Today we have one of my favorite videos of the year because it means we're in WrestleMania week and we're days away from WrestleMania. This is my predictions of WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41 is going to be in Las Vegas. I'm very excited. The main event of the whole show, night 2, is going to be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, my two favorite wrestlers of all time. I'm so hyped. Let's get into my predictions right now. So starting it off, I'm gonna start off with Gunther and Jey Uso because I'm gonna do night 1 first to see these are all night 1 matches so far. I have a good feeling this is either going to start the show because the main event, CM Punk, Roman, and Seth Rollins. I think this is going to start the show, or it's going to be like the co-main event. But I honestly would rather have this start the show because the Jey Uso entrance is going to get everybody so hyped. It's going to be like the WrestleMania like feeling and everything. Everybody's going to be losing their mind. 60,000 people doing the yeet and everything. It's going to be crazy. You know, Jey Uso doesn't have some kind of special entrance because last year he had a pretty crazy entrance, but this year he is so much more over. He's definitely going to have an insane entrance. So I just think this is like the perfect match to start off the show. You have the Royal Rumble winner, even though he's not main eventing. Start WrestleMania off, kick it off with a bang. And Gunther and Jey Uso's storyline originally started off slow, but it's gotten really strong recently. So ever since Gunther beat up Jimmy Uso and everything. Usually I can go off my guesses with like who stood tall on their last show because I'm filming this on Tuesday. This is coming out on a Wednesday. So obviously if there's a new match announced for the show on Friday Night SmackDown, I'll drop down the comments below or in the description my predictions. But like Raw, nobody stood tall between these two. They both had their own promos and they both looked good and everything and sounded good and everything, like sound strong going into WrestleMania. This match, I got a gut feeling they're going to give the title to Jey Uso because he's so over with the crowd and everything. Everybody loves him when he hit the entrance and everything, and insane yeet and everything. In my opinion, Gunther is a better World Heavyweight Champion. He's a better champion. Like Jey Uso, in my opinion, still, even though I love him, he's very entertaining to watch. In my opinion, he just isn't World Heavyweight Champion material. I just don't see him as a World Heavyweight Champion. But I think they're going to give it to Jey Uso. So my prediction is Jey Uso wins the World Heavyweight Championship finally. I think they've already fought like twice for the World Heavyweight Championship, and he also fought him for the Intercontinental title, and Gunther's always beat him, so he won the Royal Rumble. He's got to beat him at some point. So I think Jey Uso wins the World Heavyweight Championship and dethrones Gunther. Next up, we have Naomi versus Jade Cargill. I don't have a Jade Cargill figure, so we just got Naomi in the ring. This match has been building for a long time. Last year at WrestleMania 40, they tagged together with Bianca Belair. It was a six women's tag match. But now here we are a year later, and they're fighting each other because Jade Cargill got injured. Because of Naomi, she threw her through a windshield and everything. And then Jade Cargill returned at an Elimination Chamber to beat up Naomi. And ever since then, they've been beefing and feuding. It hasn't been my favorite feud. I know a lot of people have liked this. This one's just not been super entertaining to me, but whatever. I think this is an instant win for Jade Cargill, in my opinion. I think they're pushing her way more, even though I feel like Naomi's character, in my opinion, is way more entertaining and has way more depth to it. Because, like, Jade Cargill, yes, she looks like the star and everything, but in my opinion, she really isn't. She isn't that great on the mic and everything. Like, Naomi really has shown how good on the mic she is with the storyline, with the promo she had with Bianca Belair when she admitted that she did it. Like, she beat up Jade Cargill. Like, I feel like Naomi's really shown another side of her, and I feel like she's been overall the stronger, better character in this storyline. But I think it's obvious they're going to have Jade Cargill win. I wouldn't mind seeing Naomi win, but my prediction is Jade Cargill defeats Naomi. Alright, so this match, I know a lot of people are kind of like, I don't know, like, not super excited for this match. I personally find this story with the El Grande Americano amazing. I find it really funny and entertaining, like how they have him built from the Gulf of America, and he's this legendary luchador and everything. When it's obvious it's Chad Gable, because he literally wears Chad Gable singlets and everything, just with like some poofy stuff like strings hanging from him, like he's Ultimate Warrior, and then he has an American mask. Like, I think it's pretty it's so obvious Chad Gable. Chad Gable's finally getting a singles match, but he's as a mask guy, so I kind of understand why people could be upset about that. But the people that are upset about like the character, who cares? It's funny, it's entertaining. The crowd clearly likes it. I think this is obvious. Rey Mysterio wins this, and then at the end of it, he unmasks El Grande Americano to reveal that it's Chad Gable. I feel like that's just an obvious. But I guess they could have El Grande Americano win and beat Chad Gable. I feel like this match is going to have a bunch of people getting involved with it without like it being disqualification. Like you're going to have Dragon Lee, all the LWO, because this has been going on for a while with the American Made and LWO. So I feel like you could have a bunch of people fighting outside of the ring. I know I saw some people saying that they could see like a celebrity thing. I don't think so. I think Rey Mysterio wins, and then at the end of the match, he unmasks El Grande Americano to show it's Chad Gable. So my prediction is Rey Mysterio wins. All right, so next up, it's going to be the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Titles. In my opinion, this match, there's like no hype for this. I feel like it still could be a good match because the War Raiders, in my opinion, I really like the War Raiders. I know a lot of people used to hate on them when they were the Viking Raiders and everything. I've liked what they've been doing now. I really like Ivar when he was doing the singles run. I'm starting to like the War Raiders as just a tag team as well. The New Day are kind of getting washed ever since turning heel. It's just not as entertaining. But I feel like this could be a decent match. The way, in my opinion, to make this a big WrestleMania moment and everybody to lose their shit is you have the New Day about to win, and you have Big E cost the New Day the match. Big E comes down, and he screws over the New Day. War Raiders retain. Everybody's losing their mind. Oh my gosh, Big E is doing something related with like actual action with wrestling, even though it sounds like he can't come back ever because his neck injury. Because the New Day like turned on him, they turned heel, and they're like, "Screw you, you're out of the New Day." This is a perfect opportunity to have Big E screw over the New Day and get back for them turning on him. So my opinion, I think this is going to be, there's a good chance this doesn't happen, but this is my prediction. Either way, I think the War Raiders retain. War Raiders retain, and Big E costs New Day the match. That's my prediction. But in my opinion, actually, I take this back now. War Raiders retain if Big E costs New Day the match. If Big E is no part of this match, New Day wins the tag titles. That's my prediction. Next up, we have Tiffany Stratton defending the women's undisputed championship against Charlotte Flair. I don't have a Tiffany Stratton figure, so I just have the title sitting there, that's not even the correct title. They haven't made a figure version of the title yet, so I just have the white strapped Raw women's title. It looks the exact same, just different backdrop. In my opinion, Charlotte Flair absolutely should not win this match. She's shown that she's unprofessional with this feud. I don't know if you've been paying attention. She went off script in Chicago when I was there and tried ripping on Tiffany, and Tiffany ended up absolutely destroying her in that promo. There's been multiple times that supposedly she's gone off script and going out for business for herself. It's just shown that Charlotte Flair is washed. Nobody likes her anymore. The crowds, like every crowd's getting into her, especially the Chicago crowd. Oh my God. The Chicago crowd completely controlled Charlotte. I mean, like, because I was there, like, I can say I witnessed it. She had nothing. She was getting completely controlled by the Chicago crowd. It was bad. But I don't think Charlotte should win this at all. Tiffany should retain, and Charlotte should go away and honestly never come back. She's not entertaining anymore. If you disagree with me, that's fine. It's your opinion. I just feel like Charlotte Flair is not entertaining anymore, and she's very washed. Tiffany should retain the WWE Women's Championship, whatever it is. I swear that both women's titles are called the same thing, but there's two different titles. But Tiffany retains. Now we have a match that I'm excited for. I'm excited for night one, the Gunther Jey Uso match, and this match, and then obviously the main event. I don't have a Jacob Fatu figure because they've not made him yet, so I'm kind of using a Wild Samoan that kind of looks like him. We have LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. I saw Jacob Fatu win to get into this match at Chicago when he beat Braun Strowman. I'm very excited for this. Jacob Fatu is a hell of a wrestler. He is everything that WWE wanted Solo Sikoa to be. He's got the star factor. He's got the athletic ability to do crazy moves. He's a great wrestler. He's good on the mic. He's got everything that Solo Sikoa does not, and that's why I feel like Solo Sikoa sucks, and he's been moved on, and they're not using him as much, and LA Knight's great. I love LA Knight. I think Jacob Fatu wins this. I think this is a must-win for Jacob Fatu. They have Jacob Fatu win this, and they push him to the moon, and then you have LA Knight and go and win the Money in the Bank briefcase, because Money in the Bank is in Los Angeles this year. It's perfect timing. LA Knight's from LA. His whole thing is LA. why not have LA Knight win Money in the Bank, and then you can have like LA in the Bank or something like that, something cheesy like that, but you can sell a bunch of merchandise. I feel like Jacob Fatu wins the United States Championship at WrestleMania 41. That is my prediction. And then LA Knight goes and wins the Money in the Bank later down the road this summer. So Jacob Fatu wins the United States Championship. All right, so we have the main event of night 1. It is a triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. It really is now like they're all fighting over Paul Heyman besides Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins is kind of fighting about him because he doesn't want Paul Heyman involved with this. He's been saying he doesn't need to be involved, so he's kind of fighting about it. But this match should be a banger. It should be awesome. In my opinion, the one person that absolutely should not win this is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns does not need this. He doesn't need the win. He lost last year. I know he lost last year at WrestleMania against Cody, but we don't need Roman Reigns winning another WrestleMania main event match. I do see CM Punk winning because it's his first ever main event of WrestleMania match. It's crazy how long his career has been. He's never main event of WrestleMania. But it's like kind of Roman Reigns right now. It's like kind of doesn't want to be with Paul Heyman. CM Punk's with Paul Heyman. Like, so those two are like fighting over Paul Heyman, and Seth Rollins is like, he's been had this weird relationship going on with Paul Heyman. Like last week, he almost stomped. He was like, "You owe me a favor." Then this week after Raw, he took everybody out, and then was standing tall over Paul Heyman again. I think this is what's gonna happen. This is my prediction. I think Roman Reigns gets like GTS'd or something. Actually, no. I think it's gonna be down to Seth Rollins is out of the ring. This is my prediction. I'm kind of like booking it. This is my prediction. Seth Rollins is out of the ring. He's out cold. It's down to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. They're going at it and everything. Roman's already kind of like said, "Screw you, Paul Heyman," and everything this week. CM Punk gets up. Roman Reigns. He hits the GTS. Seth Rollins slides in the ring. He goes to GTS Seth Rollins, and a low blow by Paul Heyman to CM Punk. CM Punk has been turned on by Paul Heyman, and Seth Rollins hits the stomp. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins wins, and Seth Rollins walks out of WrestleMania 41 with Paul Heyman at his side. I feel like this is the ultimate swerve. That'd be awesome. It's unique because Roman's been with Paul Heyman for so long. CM Punk's already been with him quite a long in his career, and he does not need, honestly, none of them need somebody like Paul Heyman. Like, even though Roman, early on in his career, he went with Paul Heyman because he wasn't that great at promos. Now he's gotten good, and he's such a big character now, he doesn't really need him. Punk doesn't need him. Seth Rollins really doesn't, but it'd be unique, and we need to switch up Seth Rollins' character. He's been the same character for like 5 years. Switch it up. Have him be a bad guy. We haven't had a bad guy Seth Rollins in so long. Have him be a bad guy change the outfit and be with Paul Heyman. I would love that. It'd be so cool. So that's what I really want, is Seth Rollins to win and walk out Paul Heyman. So I'm going to predict that, even though I don't think they're going to do that. I feel like it's not the obvious option. I feel like the obvious thing is CM Punk wins. I hope to God they don't have Roman Reigns win, though. But so my prediction is Seth Rollins wins, and he walks out of WrestleMania with Paul Heyman. All right, so the match that I think will kick off WrestleMania Night 2 is going to be the Women's World Championship match, the triple threat, Io Sky, which I know that's Rio, but I don't have the Io Sky, so I just use Rio. And also, they've not made, I haven't gotten yet the Women's World title yet, so I just used the big gold. But we have Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair won the Elimination Chamber match to get in this. And then Rhea Ripley got screwed over by Bianca Belair, and that's why she lost the title to Io Sky, and now she's all in this and everything. Right off the bat, in my opinion, Io Sky does not walk out of WrestleMania 41 as the champion. So that's out of there. So it's either going to be Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair, because I just don't see Io Sky retaining. In my opinion, she's not a strong champion. She's not an entertaining champion, in my opinion. Honestly, in my opinion, Bianca Belair is really boring right now. She's been the same thing ever since she came to the main roster. She's been the same thing. The EST that shakes her hair around and everything. Well, I want something to switch up for Bianca Belair. So if she would win, I want her to become a heel or something. But I think Rhea Ripley walks out of WrestleMania as the Women's World Champion. She is the most over and believable champion in WWE right now. She's so over. Everybody loves Rhea Ripley. They lose their shit when her music hits. I feel like it's dumb if you don't have the title on her. If they want to keep on having her bouncing back, losing the title and winning it, I feel like she just needs to have the title a lot. So I think Rhea Ripley walks out of WrestleMania 41 as your Women's World Champion. All right, so we have the Women's World Tag Championship match. Liv Morgan, which I know that's Alexa Bliss, but I just always used her as Liv Morgan because they look similar. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending their women's tag titles against Bayley and Lila Valkyria. Lila Valkyria is the women's Intercontinental champion. So automatically my prediction is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez retain, probably by the help of Dominic Mysterio, even though he has a match later on the show. So he might not be out there. Maybe it's like Carlito's out there with them. I don't know. Either way, I think Liv and Raquel Rodriguez retain the women's tag titles. All right, so this next match is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Originally, in my opinion, I thought this was an insult to Drew McIntyre after he's had one hell of a year to go against Damian Priest. I'm not the biggest fan of Damian Priest, but he's not terrible. I just feel like Drew McIntyre deserves a bigger match. But honestly, this feud's been a banger. They've been like beating the shit out of each other. It's been great, honestly. And I'm actually excited for this match. Honestly, would prefer if this match had like a stipulation, like last man standing, no holds bars or something. Because none of the matches have a stipulation. I feel like we need a stipulation match. So maybe it changes though, because they've been going crazy, like beating each other up. It might change on Friday. If it does change, my prediction, I don't think my prediction is going to change at all. I think Drew McIntyre is going to win. This is a must win for Drew McIntyre. Because in my opinion, Drew McIntyre got screwed last year at WrestleMania when even though he won the title and then Damian Priest cashed in, that he has to get his revenge from that. And then Drew McIntyre went and won the Money in the Bank, and then he got screwed over when he cashed that in. Drew McIntyre needs this WrestleMania 41 win, like a strong win. Nobody can screw him over. Drew McIntyre wins, but either way, if they add a stipulation, but if they do add a stipulation, I'll drop it in like the description if they change the stipulation on SmackDown. But my prediction is Drew McIntyre beats Damian Priest, but I think this should be a really good match. Okay, so this is a match that I still think this is disrespectful to AJ Styles, having him face Logan Paul. If it was up to me, if I was booking WWE, Logan Paul would not wrestle on WrestleMania 41. He would be just like somebody that have something be involved, but he would not wrestle. Because even though Logan Paul is an amazing wrestler, I still don't like that he's in the WWE because I still don't view him as a WWE wrestler. But as much as I hate on him, he's really starting to grow on me, in my opinion. Like, obviously, it's my opinion because I'm starting to enjoy him as he wrestles because like he puts on. I hate to admit it, but Logan Paul puts on some banger matches. And AJ Styles is one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion, to ever wrestle. He is so freaking good. He's one of my favorites. So in my opinion, this match should be a banger. They should do some crazy shit. AJ Styles is insane. He does always awesome stuff, and Logan Paul does crazy stuff every year. He always has something crazy, and we all know Logan Paul's entrance is gonna be crazy. And I'm wondering who's gonna be in the Prime Bottle, because we have now 2 years in a row that somebody's came out as a Prime Bottle. The first one was it was KSI. The second one was IShowSpeed. I got a feeling this one, the third one, is gonna be Kai Cenat. They've already done IShowSpeed. They've already done KSI. It's gonna be Kai. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. The person that's gonna be in the Prime Bottle, I have this in my arena because it's the most recent Prime. The person that's gonna be in the Prime Bottle, that's just part of my prediction, is Kai Cenat, and my prediction is AJ Styles beats Logan Paul. Should be a good match, and AJ Styles doesn't beat up whoever's in the Prime Bottle, but AJ Styles picks up the victory at WrestleMania 41. Okay, so everybody knows, sadly, when in Chicago, Kevin Owens announced that he cannot wrestle at WrestleMania 41. He has to have neck surgery, and he potentially could miss next year's WrestleMania as well. He's going to be out for quite a long time. Very sad. It sucked. It was there. It was just a weird feeling because everybody wasn't sure because how they played it off was like, is this storyline, is it not? So it's just weird. Now that it's confirmed, it's very sad. But Randy Orton doesn't have an opponent, but he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania 41. There's no way Randy doesn't get it. The number one person that I think it's going to be Nick Aldis, in my opinion. Nick Aldis is an amazing wrestler. He never wrestled in WWE, but he should, even though they hired him to be a general manager. He's been a great general manager. But I feel like this is a great opportunity to have for Nick Aldis to have his wrestling moment in WWE, like have a WrestleMania moment. It'd be awesome for his career. And then like if you don't want him wrestle ever again, have Randy Orton punt kick him, and then be like, oh, Nick Aldis can't wrestle anymore. Randy Orton punt kicked him. It's over. I feel like that's the perfect thing to do. But you never know. They might throw Solo Sikoa in there because he had him come out last week, which pissed me off. Out of anybody, I don't want Solo Sikoa to fight Randy Orton. Solo Sikoa is so mid. I know Sheamus replied on Twitter to the post about it, like, I'm free, so maybe Sheamus and then maybe Carmelo Hayes. They're kind of starting to push Carmelo Hayes, but deep down, I think it's going to be Nick Aldis. I really want it to be Nick Aldis. I don't want it to be a Solo Sikoa. It's either going to be Solo Sikoa or Nick Aldis, in my opinion. I really want Nick Aldis because I feel like Nick Aldis and Randy Orton could put on a banger of a match. But no matter who it is, I'll put it down in the description on SmackDown when they announce who it is. Randy Orton is winning. There's no way Randy Orton doesn't win. It's a free win for Randy Orton, but I feel like Nick Aldis and Randy Orton would put it on a banger of a match. All right, so a match I'm very excited for as well is this Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker's defending his Intercontinental title against Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor. So starting off, I don't think Penta wins, even though all these guys are going to have an amazing performance. They're all amazing wrestlers. They're going to put on. It's going to be a banger of a match. And Penta's amazing. I've always liked Penta ever since I saw him for the first time in AEW. He's great. I just don't see him winning. And also, he stood tall at Raw. He's still new to the company. I just don't see him winning. There is a good chance Braun Breaker retains, but I just don't see it happening. Because I feel like they're going to end up pushing him towards the world title. He's so over. He's such a huge, built superstar, and he's believable to be a world champion. I think he's more believable as a world champion than Jey Uso, but that has nothing to do with this. I think it's going to be down to Finn Balor and Dominic, which they're both from Judgment Day, so they have a better chance. But I think Finn Balor is going to get he's going to stomp somebody. He's got the match, and Dominic's going to throw him out of the ring, and he's going to steal the win from Finn Balor, and he's going to screw over Finn Balor and take his Intercontinental Championship pretty much. And Dominic wins the Intercontinental Championship, and then Finn's going to be pissed. The Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, they kick Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor becomes a babyface, and then he ends up chasing Dominic for the Intercontinental Championship, and then Finn Balor wins the Intercontinental Championship down the line this summer at a pay-per-view. That's what I feel like is going to happen. So my prediction is Dominic screws over Finn Balor and steals the win from him, and Dominic walks out of WrestleMania 41 as our Intercontinental Champion. All right, so the match that I literally can't wait for. I'm so excited for this match. My favorite and the person that got me into wrestling, and now the guy that keeps me watching wrestling, my two favorites of all time, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, fighting for the WWE Championship in the main event, night 2, the main event of all main events for WrestleMania 41. This match is going to be awesome. We got a heel John Cena versus babyface Cody Rhodes. I literally can't decide who personally I really want to win and who I think's going to win. But I think for sure somebody that's going to get involved is the one and only, the final boss. I feel like he hasn't been on TV because WWE's wanted us to kind of forget about him. Almost like, oh, he's not going to show up. He's too busy with Hollywood. He's not going to show up. I think the final boss, The Rock, is going to show up. And he's the boss. So he can, even though this match is a normal one-on-one match, he can change it. He can make it no disqualification or anything. And also I think Travis Scott's going to be with him because I don't know why he's been with him. It's because he's got the theme song for WrestleMania 41. All I know is if Travis Scott comes out, Cody Rhodes needs to slap the shit out of him or punch the shit out of him because he needs a receipt for after busting Cody Rhodes' eardrum open for real. Travis Scott needs a receipt after that. But I feel like The Rock's going to come out, and obviously he's going to do whatever he wants. He's the final boss. He's on the board and everything of TKO. He's going to beat up Cody Rhodes. In my opinion, this match deserves blood, which I think it's going to happen. I think Cody's going to be bleeding. He always does when The Rock starts beating him up. He usually does. He's going to be bleeding and everything. They're going to be hitting him with the weight belt and everything. If this happens, if The Rock shows up and starts beating him up, I think because he's been teasing and everything about showing up, I think the one and only Stone Cold Steve Austin shows up because he says he will be in Vegas for WrestleMania weekend. I think because last year he was supposed to show up, but they couldn't make a decision on money, so they went with Undertaker because of the last second. I feel like Stone Cold shows up, and we finally get a last moment with Stone Cold and The Rock. Stone Cold stunners The Rock, takes him out, and because of this, I think it leads to Cody Rhodes retaining and beating John Cena. Now, that is one way that I think could happen. Also, if Stone Cold doesn't show up and The Rock shows up and he just beats up Cody Rhodes and everything, I think John Cena wins. I think John Cena beats Cody Rhodes, wins the Undisputed WWE Championship. Cody's been screwed over because of The Rock and everything, and then Cody's going to chase John Cena pretty much the whole year, the rest of the year, because John Cena retires at the end of 2025. He can't do it. He's going to chase him and everything. Maybe The Rock, because he's in the boss, keeps on sending things in, like people in the way of Cody. Cody has to go through them. And then Cody Rhodes, the very last match of John Cena's in December, they're going to do like a special pay-per-view. They think it's either going to be in Boston or at Madison Square Garden. Cody Rhodes finally wins the WWE Championship back and beats John Cena in his last match. I literally can't make a decision if Cody's going to retain or... So in my opinion, if Cody retains, it's because Stone Cold shows up and takes out The Rock and everything. If John Cena wins, it's because Stone Cold or nobody comes out to save Cody and they just beat him up, and John Cena beats Cody Rhodes and wins his 17th championship. I literally can't make a decision. I can't decide who I want to win. Because these are my two favorites. Like, I'd love to see Cody retain, but also I'd love to see John Cena win the 17th championship. Probably because of nostalgia and everything, because John Cena's the one that got me into wrestling. And when I was little, I just loved John Cena. I had all the merch and everything. It would be awesome to see John Cena win the title and then Cody Rhodes down the line win. But I just really can't decide who I think is going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if they have John Cena lose and then have him chase the title the rest of the year and then win it his very last match. His very last match wins the 17th championship. But I'm going to go with it because I'm not mad if I'm wrong on either of these. I'm going to go with John Cena wins his 17th WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. So that's my final prediction. John Cena wins the 17th one. All right, this is Jared W. This was my WWE WrestleMania 41 predictions. I love this time of the year. WrestleMania week is just a special time of the year. Just an amazing time to make YouTube videos for you guys. But I got a lot of the matches in the ring right now. I'm so excited for the show. I know a lot of people, which I don't count this as real life, like the Twitter fans. Because YouTube, you actually get more realistic fans and stuff. Like the Twitter fans are saying, oh, there's no hype for WrestleMania. There's plenty of hype for WrestleMania. Everybody's hyped for John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Everybody is hyped for CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth. A lot of people are hyped for Gunther versus Jey Uso. I know some people are hyped for Gunther to squash Jey Uso, and a lot of people are hyped for Jey Uso to win. But people are hyped for the show. Don't believe people saying, oh, there's no hype for the show. There's plenty of hype. I'm so excited. I literally can't wait for the John Cena-Cody Rhodes match. I'm so excited. But I'll be doing a review on night 1. That'll be going up Sunday morning. And the review of night 2 of WrestleMania 41 will be going out Monday morning. I'm so excited. I'll be doing a setup review as well of Friday Night SmackDown. So stay tuned to all of those. Make sure to subscribe so you can see all those reviews and everything. But this is JW. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I cannot wait for WrestleMania 41. Also, drop down in the comments below your predictions for this show and what match you're most excited for.